Hello everybody, welcome back once again to the Jade Empire Closed Fist walkthrough. I've got a little bit of dialogue with Dawnstar, and then I will pick the commentary up right after.
It looks like we have everything we need to get our flyer going again. We have to hurry if we want to rescue Master Li. We should head back to our camp at Tian's Landing and use the Dragonfly, so we can continue on to the Imperial City.
Okay, so at this point we've basically done everything in Tian's Landing, and really the only thing left to do is to head back to the campsite and do a little bit of, just a little bit of dialogue before we take off. I feel like I'm possibly a little bit behind on the dialogues. I might not be, but I could have swore there was more, but. Anyways, yeah, I think we're actually doing okay. So we'll see. But and I should have pointed this out a long time ago. But generally, you want to really check in with your followers. Pretty much anytime there's like any real major event that happens. The reason for that is there's a couple of characters specifically. And depending on what you want to do, if you're interested in doing any of the romances, obviously check in with whatever character you want to do that. There's you can't romance every single follower, but let's see. So Sky is romanceable, I think, for female or male. Dawnstar, same deal. Although actually Dawnstar might only be male exclusive. Romance, and then Silk Fox, which is actually we're not able to really have any conversations with her quite yet. But once we hit the Imperial City, Silk Fox will also be a romanceable character. So anyways, like I said, the important thing is to kind of keep dialogue going with those characters, and Sagacious Zoo as well. Although he's not a romance, but he's a plot that you need to continually chat with him to keep progressing. But anyway, so that's what we're actually going to do here. I'm going to progress the dialogue with a bunch of the characters. So I'll join you after it's done.
Are we certain there is no room for us to stay in Tian's Landing? Do we really need to camp outside?
The ground is soft enough for a warrior. Walls just get in the way when a fighting starts. Besides, I've yet to find a bed that fits me.
Not everyone has a hide as thick as yours.
Extra blankets? All you need is some strong wine to keep you warm at night. Hey, do you think you could find us some of that strong wine you're talking about?
The forest was a disturbing place. Such destruction. It was horrible, even if it was mostly unseen. Now we have everything we need to follow Master Li's captors to the Imperial City. I am eager to do so after all the resistance we've encountered. Our time in the forest was very troubling to me. To see such distance between the concerns of men and spirits is something I am still getting used to. I have been sensitive to these things for as long as I can remember, but it was not always such a disturbing talent. There used to be harmony. It was very gradual. The world just seems to be filling up with spirits that have no place to go. That this affected even the forest shadow is very disturbing. It makes me wonder how deep the trouble goes, and what mortals like us are supposed to do about it. What do you think? Master Li thought you were tied to this somehow. Can you comfort me? Your appreciation is just what I was looking for, and I am grateful. I know we will do what we can, even if the world moves in ways we cannot fathom. I am glad we can talk like this. It soothes my mind. I hope we can continue another time. Be well, my friend.
The way is clear to the Imperial City. You need only to speak to our mad friend Kang, and he will prepare the flyer. That is an old wound. My departure from the Lotus Assassins was not gentle for either side. My immediate companions, those who were my brothers, fell by my hand.
Lim was not among them. He would have died if he was. I was labeled as the one who deserted, and I am occasionally recognized. The result is always the same. Another death, more blood spilled. Such a waste for a hatred they cannot even understand. Regret. I have no regret for killing anyone who challenged me of their own will. Death is a measurable cost of your actions. Some earn it sooner than others. Strength is the way of things, and death is the end, or should be. Some do not respect either. They have enough of one to defy the other. Does it matter? Denying someone's strength is to place yourself above that person without merit. Denying death is to step outside the natural order. Both are harmful. I did some harsh things while with the Lotus Assassins, but they no longer follow a path I recognize. They are a mirror of Death's hand, and he embodies corruption. You will see as you get close to him. He draws out the worst in everyone and displays it for all to see. You have no concept of the devotion of his followers. Perhaps we will talk again when I see more of where your path will lead you. For now, we should make our way to the Imperial City. That is where they took your master, and where we will find the heart of the Lotus Assassins.
Goodbye, then.
What? What do you want? Why does it matter? I was born by my mother and sucked at her teat like every man. Well, like every man does with his mother. Anyway, by the time I was old enough to swing an axe, my father was dead and my mother disowned me. Of course, killing my father might have given her reason. I think she did it out of shame. My father beat me and my brother senseless, and made our lives miserable. Either way, that was the end of my childhood. Ha! I wasn't brave, I was furious. And he was drunk. It was an easy fight. I traveled a lot after that, begging for some things and taking the rest. Tough times, but not the worst. My axes and my wits kept me alive. You'd think a 7-year-old might be an easy target, but I soon learned just where to cut a man to make him squeal like a pig. Ah, those were the days. No, we've got better things to do right now. Maybe I'll feel like talking after I've bloodied up my axes a few more times. Nah.
Thank you again for rescuing me from those things. I owe you my deepest gratitude. Is there some way I can be of assistance? As I mentioned, I am but a simple bun master, with a dear wife who has turned my life into a miserable cesspool devoid of humor and excitement. Bless her soul. My wife ensures that I work very hard every day to become the best bun master in the Imperial City, perhaps the best in all the Empire. Though I was one of the most respected fighters in the Empire before I met my precious bride, she made sure that I became something more, or less. My loving wife would knead me into several small dumplings and boil me in hot oil if she suspected I was even speaking to you about leaving her. Life is not all bad, though. I may have lost all my dignity and self-respect, along with my ability to fight or even make a tight fist. But I am a bun master of some renown. I would sooner return to the cannibals and offer them what little flesh is left on my bones. But let's not discuss such things, if you don't mind. As you wish. I will be here waiting impatiently if you require anything.
Something's on your mind? When you say the word, we're ready to leave. I'm looking forward to seeing the Imperial City again. I appreciated the hectic pace when I was there. When we reach the Imperial City, we'll have a whole host of new problems. You have to love a challenge. Always.
What do you want? I think we should keep going. The Guardian says so too. The city is the center of the Empire. All roads lead there. All winds too! We can fly! I've always wanted to fly. Is there anything else you wanted? Okay.
Okay, so got through a lot of the dialogues. There's a little bit more here, I think, just with Kang though. Before we actually fly to the Imperial City, and man, I just gotta say, I love Black Whirlwind. the like scenarios that they came up with for him are they're just gold. Henpecto is he's all right, but man, just nowhere near as funny as Black Whirlwind. But anyways, so we've developed, I think, like I said, I think everyone as far as we can up to this point, and we'll actually have a little conversation here with Kang, and that'll actually get us going and on our way to the Imperial City.
That's good wine you've got here, Ho. Not too sweet, not too sour, and it has a good kick to it.
I'm pleased you like it, though I'm afraid you like it a little bit too much. At this rate, we'll run out of wine before we get back to the Imperial City.
I hope you're joking, Ho. You don't want to see me when I'm sober. You really don't.
I have an ointment you should try. Put it under your tongue, and it will stop your desire for alcohol. Well, more like your face.
I don't usually offer a choice.
Oh, my bad. So I just realized I jumped the gun. We're actually not heading to the Imperial City quite yet. So what I'm doing here is actually saving my game and reloading. The reason for that is there's two scenes that happen here back to back, and normally what you would need to do is leave the area and then come back. But what I just do instead is save the game and just reload, and that'll actually just trigger the next dialogue without having to run over to say the ruins or something like that. So in the long run it saves us a bit of time, and and we do get some fun dialogue between the different characters. So the last one was something about Kang said he could come up with some way to make the Black Whirlwind not want to drink all the time, but we're like, yeah, I like him just the way he is.
The equipment you carry with you, Kang, it seems quite expensive. Have a stash of silver somewhere, do you?
That's enough of that. I know a look of larceny when I see one. Besides, it will do you no good. With Gao gone, I am between benefactors.
Don't tell him anything. I know your kind, Sky. Pilfering things from honest men, inciting the wrath of their wives. Sure, you help us now, but what chaos will you bring?
Money is only good for spending, and I let it flow as freely as Gao would allow. He and his allies had extensive resources.
And once we've satisfied our primary goals, hopefully we'll be able to take advantage of that.
That's it. You have everything you need. Just let me know when you want to go, and we'll set the marvelous dragonfly to flight. Good, good. My beautiful dragonfly will finally get a real test. Let's hope those modifications hold up.
Okay, so we are on our way. I'm going to go with the attack option. I think that's always kind of the way to go. You get a little bit of experience by doing this. So we're going to, and it's, you know, again, it's a fun little mini game. But yeah. Anyways, so we'll just do this on our way to the Imperial City. Yeah, this one's kind of brutal, actually. If you notice there, I'm taking a bunch of hits. There we go. Alright, now we got the power up, and then yeah, I got messed up fast there. Luckily, you know, there aren't any like sneak attacks from behind like in that, that was the previous one there. And here I didn't use Cloudburst. I don't actually remember what that does. Maybe I'll have to give that a shot here eventually, but I'm a fan of the Shrieking Fury for sure. And then the shield as well. I like that too. There, I actually didn't finish off that one ship quite fast enough, but oh well, that's alright. And I think that is it. Yeah, alright, so not too bad. But anyways, alright, so our next destination, obviously, Imperial City. I still actually have been meaning to come back. I noticed some dialogue once we actually got to the Imperial City, and, you know, I'm just a little bit farther on than this in my my actual footage. But at a certain point, there is a Lotus Assassin that mentions how Lord Yun has been killed. So I actually need to go back now and check out if there's really anything else to do. So stay tuned for that. But we've got a ton, it looks like, yeah, a ton more dialogue to get through here. And then I'll pick the walkthrough up when I can.
Have you seen anyone matching the description? The Lotus Assassins are getting impatient.
They were very vague and wouldn't answer my questions. Are they even sure of who they are looking for?
Does it matter? Death's Hand himself seeks this one. Do you need any more incentive than that? Just question everyone. This person apparently caused a lot of damage in the south. Here, what about this one? At least it's a man, like they said. You, identify yourself.
By order of the Emperor and the Lotus Assassins, state your name and purpose for being in the Imperial City.
I don't like your attitude. I think you are beginning to look more like the person we want.
I don't know. He is tattooed in a similar way. The clothes could be the same. It's not enough to be sure.
We could hold him anyway. It's not a good match, but the Lotus Assassins would leave us be for a few days while they question him.
Is there a problem here, Captain? Well, is there?
No, Princess Leanne. We were questioning this traveler by order of the Lotus Assassins.
There is no need to pursue this questioning any further. You may go.
My apologies, Princess, but I was ordered to detain anyone even vaguely matching.
Captain, this man is here on a personal matter of mine that does not concern you. Do I make myself clear?
Yes, Princess Leanne.
Then unless you wish to be transferred to the wall, you will leave and continue your search. Well, we meet again. I've watched your progress. It seems I underestimated you in Tian's Landing. I have no doubt that you will make as much of an impact on the Imperial City. You claim great familiarity by calling me by my childhood nickname. All who know me here address me as Princess Lian, the Heavenly Lily. It is, as you can see, customary to bow in my presence. I think you are a little too bold for your own good, but I suppose it is my fault. I go out of my way to avoid fawning servants. That is why I often travel without official escort and occasionally present myself as someone less bridled by the rules of the court. You understand why I don't go into detail here in the street, don't you? With what I have to tell you, I don't want to lose that option of disguise. The whims of a member of the Imperial Court are not your concern. There are more important things that we need to discuss in private. I will not speak the location aloud. Take this note. We will meet nearby, but I must have a moment to acquire more fitting attire. That is quite enough. We will continue this at a later time. We both have questions that we will need answered. I'm certain that my entourage would prefer that this take place in private. Your gruff nature is a bit too much for them. You are incorrigible. Get up, you lot. I'll be embarrassed for myself, thank you. Save your false modesty for my father's court. Don't be too long. My message concerns your master, and time is very important.
It would not have been proper for her to award it to you herself, but Princess Sun Lian requests that you accept this gift. She looks forward to your next meeting.
I've never seen anyone dare to say so much against the royal family and live to walk away. The distress you caused her handlers was a wonder to behold. Here, friend, take this with my compliments. I have never seen such a thing.
Okay, so this is the start of Chapter 3. Specifically, what you want to do when you meet the Empress, or sorry, Princess, did I say Empress? Yeah, Princess, is to you actually want to make all of her attendants pass out or faint. And the reason for that is you get that technique called the loutish approval, I believe it is. And it's minor, you know, it's only like +2 body, but it's a technique, so it'll always stay with you. So again, you might as well get that. Now here, yeah, loutish approval, yeah, okay, health +2. So it's yeah, people aren't used to someone talking to the princess or royalty in that way, and so we get that. Here's the Imperial Favor. I'm not going to bother with this. This is it's a good gem. It's not bad, but I'm just not going to use it. I don't find that it's all that useful for me. So we'll skip that. But the story behind that is actually really good. So it sounds like it's a keepsake from Princess Leon's coming of age. You know, it was a gift from someone, so obviously it should mean a lot. But anyways, all right. So here, Zin-Bao has upgraded his inventory. The Golden Tongue is really good, although I'm not going to buy that because the price tag is ridiculous. And that's really the problem with his gems, is they're all just really expensive. Lightning Gem is kind of cool too, although we have a ton of gems now already that let us avoid traps. So I don't find that one all that useful. Gem of Unity is cool for I think that's open palm though only, so we're not going to be able to make use of that. Legendary Strike is just another martial style. I'm not going to buy that. And then there I missed what those two items were. Maybe another Calbizor. And then, I missed it. It's not important. And then we've got the Tiger Mantra. So I'm definitely going to buy the Tiger Mantra. Health +5, Focus +5. Calbizor and Vial Sulphurous Water. Those will be used in a side quest later. So yeah, definitely gonna buy those immediately.
Always happy to help. What do you need? I haven't been to the Imperial City in a while. I traveled here some time ago in my hunt for Gao. In fact, this is where the hunt began. I've come full circle, and I think it's time to let go of the past and look forward. We have exciting things ahead of us. There won't be much time for that sort of diversion, but I can't help see the potential. In my heart, I know my daughter rests as easily as any spirit now. Whatever happens, I have that. And if we succeed, I know she finds peace. If I could go back, I don't know if I would. I'm a different man now, and while I treasure the past, I look forward to the future with the same warmth. Never. You left out the part about accumulating vast sums of ill-gotten silver. I'm excited to be back in the city. It feels like we're one step closer to our goal, but you know that better than anyone. You brought us to this point after all. Who else could have gathered this crew or found such a quick way out of Tien's Landing? I know about your history, your heritage, but does it bother you? Is it something you wish weren't part of your life? Some would shy away if presented with your situation, but you embrace it. This city is in for quite a surprise now that you've arrived, I wager. Let's go see how much trouble we can cause. Of course. I'll be here if you need anything. Always happy to help. What do you need? Of course. I'll be here if you need anything.
I can't believe my luck. I arrive home after being lost, only to find that my wife has gone off to visit relatives. I am very happy indeed. Instead of dying upon my return home, I am free. Until she returns, of course. We made it this far. How hard can it be from here? From what I've seen, you're more than capable of handling anything we're likely to encounter. Like many things in my life, it can be traced back to very bad luck on my part. As I mentioned once before, I was a master of the Drunken Master style. I was the tournament champion in Phoenix Gate when things spun out of control. My need for wine took its toll on my body. There are long periods I don't even remember. After one such period, I came to, having lost most of my clothes and all my money. I was destitute, and without the ability to buy more wine, I couldn't even fight. Eventually, I found work cleaning out creature cages at the local arena. One day, I was approached by a man who remembered seeing me fight. He offered to sponsor me. Just like that, I was back in the ring. After climbing my way back to the top of the tournament, my sponsor told me it was time to fulfill my end of the bargain. Apparently, the agreement stipulated that I must marry his niece. If only I had read the agreement more closely, I could still be shoveling dirt in the creature cages. Alas, fate had a crueler path in mind for me. Let that be a lesson for you. Always read the fine print, or you may end up with more than you bargained for. As you say, I will be here scrubbing your pots until you call upon me again. Yes? How can this humble bunmaster assist you today?
The Imperial City. I'd always heard how impressive it was. The stories didn't do it justice. This is all so much to absorb. I would appreciate your counsel if you have time to speak privately. I don't mean to distract you. I just wanted someone familiar around me for a moment, if only to reassure me that we are still in the Empire I thought I knew. I have long dreamed of reaching the Imperial City, but now that I have, under these circumstances, I am more overwhelmed than ever. Get tough. I am quite capable of defending myself physically. Are you suggesting I harden my heart more than it already is? I already feel like an outsider. What good is there in pointless rage? I have no desire to spend my days growing bitter over things I can't change. I should stand up for myself more, I know that, but I don't want to become like the people who pushed me aside. As a child, I was marked by ill omens, apparently named for them. The people in Two Rivers were polite, but many did not hide the discomfort I caused them. I was watched, studied. If someone's ox died within a season of me bumping my head, it was somehow my fault, and I was treated like a pariah. How do you deal with being able to sense the spirit world when people make such absurd conclusions? I always just felt like a victim, but perhaps, like now, I was just out of place. Is that what you mean? I should feel superior because they did not understand me? I did not expect this conversation to take this turn, but I still feel better. I'm not quite comfortable with it yet, but I begin to see what has made you so strong. I would like to continue this later. As always, I have much to think about after speaking with you. Don't go too far. I'd get lost in this city. I know it. Yes? I like to think that we can take time to talk about important things. That is not really necessary right now, although I do enjoy the attention. We've come so far together. Thank you for that. Very well. I'll have the map ready.
There's something here. Some evil thing has happened here. It beats on my mind, and the Guardian, he can't hold it back.
You can't stop me from being here. I may not be able to leave, but I can talk and see. I see you, mortal. I've been watching you. Ha! I am Yasen, the other of whom Chaika and this girl speak. They have suppressed me ever since we inhabited this body, but this place is different. The evil around me has given me strength, for now at least, and has opened potential doors. I don't claim to goodness, mortal. I hate your kind. But we can work together. If you help me, I shall help you. And I'll be much more valuable than the Guardian. Good, good. All we need to
Scots are the details. I find this prison restricting, and as soon as I can... What? No! Chaika! You won't make me go so easily! No!
Whoa, Okawunir Inatir Nofun. Panir Shakshir Wowo Sir Nikorpak.
I'm sorry. They were fighting again. I'll be alright. Soon. Just give me time and I'll be alright. What do you want? They don't come out very much. The Guardian protects me and keeps the other inside. When the other tries to get out, it feels like my head is going to tear itself apart. I can't call them out right now. I don't think it would be safe. They are fighting again. Inside.
Wasoki Parir Nokasisa Irsonkot Nawapatia Yir Ni Uk. Sir si sitsufomir sisa ir nawarkuk. Okir okir wo apafawa ir wo sa ir sonkut. Okir okir wo kuk thithir sunurk. Uk ipipir sa ir tatasi. Ispita. Hok kawari sa ir pasir uyo. Newa kuk kipstir sunurk. Onoir kupta ir tanir ukkun aso. Sir sukut afifir noni. Oya kuptir. Okir ayuwir.
Ha! You care too much for this whelp.
Okir okir wo kuk thithir sunurk. Uk ipipir sa ir tatasi.
What do you want? Oh!
It's time you and I had a talk, mortal. You've been paying too much attention to this girl's problems and the Guardian's advice. We need more realism here. The girl is already dead. She's a walking corpse. She's nothing to anyone. What I want is the body. I need an anchor, and this little walking meat puppet can provide that. But Chaika gives me trouble. He's in my way. He's weak, but the girl sides with him. To take control, I need your help, and I'm willing to offer servitude for it. I knew you'd see it my way. The time is not right now. Soon, though, I'll have my chance, and then you'll know what it's like to have a real demon for an ally.
Onoir kupta ir tanir ukkun aso. Sir sukut afifir noni. Wasoki parir nokasisa ir sonkot nawapatia yir ni uk.
I trust your plans go well, despite the dangers you face and inflict. Is there something I can do for you? They are as powerful as fear allows them to be. Not the specific information you are looking for, I'm sure, but you did ask about my feelings. If their tactics have not changed, everyone fears them as children fear the shadows, never knowing what might come. They are not outlaws. Their orders come from Death's hand, and he is the will of the Emperor. At least, that is how it was meant to be. Pardon my outburst. Every act of the assassins has the approval of the Emperor. We were supposed to reflect his glory. That is why some actions should never have been ordered. The Lotus Assassins were once the Order of the Lotus under Prince Kent, spiritual advisor to the Emperor. During and after the attack on Dirge, changes were made. As flames seared the sky, enemies of the Emperor faced a new threat, Death's Hand. He assumed command of our order, and we began silencing people. Some were killed only to serve as warnings. Others had done nothing except be near his enemies. I am no stranger to death. That alone is not enough to disturb me, but I see only weakness in targeting innocents, peripheral to the real enemy. Weakness suggests losing the right to rule. Can you see how that shook my faith in the Empire? You seem to see why I had concerns. Perhaps you might understand. I have not said everything, and I have not yet decided if I will. But I see something in you that may set things right. We will see. For now, what else do you need?
What? What do you want? I remember one time I was hired by two warring clans. They were going to discuss a peace treaty, and they wanted me to make sure things didn't get out of hand. A bunch of fights broke out in the first few days, but after I'd killed a few dozen of their clansmen, they settled down. That's when things got boring. The leaders took the next 3 days to talk, and if they hadn't let me dip into their wine stocks, I might have snapped sooner than I did. The clan leaders were agreed on peace except for one thing, Jinlo, a beautiful clanswoman. Both leaders wanted her and neither would give her up. After 5 days, it looked like the peace would fall apart. It looked like the two leaders were about to come to blows over Jinlo, so I stepped in. It was my job to stop them from fighting, so I cleaved the wench in two and told them each to take a half. Seemed like a good idea at the time. They weren't too happy with my decision. Everyone turned on me. Of course, they all died, but they gave it a good effort. I don't know what they were so upset about. Better a quick death by the sword than the prolonged agony of your heart being ripped from your chest and thrown to the dogs. Not now. I'm done talking about myself. Let's go do something fun, like kill someone. Well, not. Well.
Alright, looks like that is all the time I've got for this video, so as always, hopefully the guide was helpful, and hope you join me for more videos. Thanks for watching.